Hello, today we're going to take a look at how to separate a mixture. We're going to look at using chromatography to separate an ink and filtration and evaporation to separate rock salt. Now before we do that, remember that we've got loads of essential Key Stage 3 science downloads to accompany and enhance your revision and exam results. And these are available on our website at www.inmyelement-uk.com. Right, let's take a look at chromatography, and this is used to separate dyes in inks. There are two methods to do this. This first method is the one where you can look at one or more ink colours at once. So on the picture there, they're just looking at one, and you can see here that they've drawn a tiny pencil line. They've spotted originally the ink here, and then they've placed their chromatography paper in the solvent, and that solvent has spread, taking the inks and separating them out up the chromatography paper. And it shows you the different dyes that were present in the original colour inked. Now, the other method is one that uses round chromatography paper, and a wick is cut so that it points down. Now, when I clip onto the next slide, hopefully you'll be able to see a video of this. There won't be any sound, so I'll talk through it. Okay, so this one's looking at black ink, and you've put the black dot on the filter paper. You cut it to make the wick, and then you'll place that in a beaker of water, the water acting as the solvent, and there you go. You can see them separate out, and you can see the different colours there that make up black ink. That can be tried with all sorts of different colours, different coloured pens. Okay, it's a good one to look at the dyes that make up the different inks. So one on a straight piece of paper that you can put several colours on, and one using that example that we've just seen there. Now remember that uses of chromatography, two really important uses of chromatography are identifying blood samples and also investigating chlorophyll. Now chlorophyll is the chemical in leaves that's involved in photosynthesis. So filtration, you've got the funnel there. Filtration uses a funnel and filter paper. The filtration removes insoluble solute particles from a solution. Filtration, like you can see in that picture there, uses a filter funnel and filter paper, and the aim being that it removes anything that's insoluble. So the insoluble solid particles that haven't dissolved, even the really small ones, will be stopped by the filter paper. So that all that will run through is the solution with the soluble solute in. And then you will have evaporation. So the solution remaining will be heated so that the solvent can be evaporated and leave the remaining solute behind. Okay, and remember, like we said, this is only for separating mixtures, not compounds. Now, both of these methods can be used to separate rock salt. Rock salt's exactly what it says it is. It's a mixture of rocks and salt. There'll be a bit of sand in there as well. It's quite common, but it's really good to show separation with these techniques. So the four images there show you what's got to happen. Okay, so first off, you'll get your rock salt and you will grind it. You will use a pestle and a mortar and grind it. You will then mix your ground up rock salt into water, and some of that solute will dissolve. Okay, so dissolving will take place, and we learnt about that in the last lesson. Then you will need to do filtration. So you're going to filter your solution that you've now made through filter paper in a filter funnel, and you're going to collect the remaining solution in the beaker. So the idea being that it removes the insoluble solids, and then the final stage is evaporation, and we're going to heat that solution. The solvent, the water, will evaporate off, and what you will be left with in that evaporating basin is salt. So in the stage of filtration, we're removing the rocks and the sand, okay? So that what we get in the beaker in this stage here is some murky salt water, which we can then evaporate, and by evaporation we will then have the pure salt left behind. So we'll go from this mucky rock salt to pure salt. That gives you a good idea of an example of how you can use filtration and evaporation. There are other methods as well, but this one explains it well. And if you're ever asked, you can use this as an explanation. Right, there are a couple of other separation techniques which we're going to do in lesson 2. So now you need to go and have a go at the worksheet and see if you can explain filtration and evaporation and link it to rock salt and getting pure salt from rock salt.